we've got an opinion commentary piece from the Wall Street Journal. Now, keep in mind, the Wall Street Journal has a readership of people that consume the Wall Street Journal across all political lines, okay? And the Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated.
The Wall Street Journal recently published an opinion piece raising concerns about Caitlin Clark's treatment in the WNBA. The article, written by Sean McLean, suggests that some of the behavior directed toward Clark could potentially fall under the category of a hostile work environment and might raise questions under federal civil rights laws. According to McLean's commentary, league leadership may have overlooked patterns of conduct that could be interpreted as systematic targeting. While the piece is not an official legal finding, it speculates that if such allegations were investigated, they might have serious consequences for the league. This discussion has prompted wider debate about workplace standards in professional sports and whether Clark's experience reflects broader issues in the WNBA.
Everybody's bragging about this 5-game winning streak. It is great. But Caitlin Clark doesn't get to play under these circumstances, where these girls are just going out there and playing basketball. That doesn't get to happen for her.
The opinion piece emphasizes that these concerns are not coming from an informal fan source, but from a well-established national publication. It suggests that the issues raised could warrant attention from federal agencies, including the Department of Justice and Congress, and even touches on potential antitrust considerations. Such possibilities could have significant implications for the WNBA's leadership and operations.
The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the WNBA?
The article notes that Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA has been substantial. Reported metrics include a 366% increase in viewership, a 613% rise in app engagement, and a 601% jump in merchandise sales. These figures represent significant growth for the league. However, the piece argues that rather than fully supporting Clark's role in driving this momentum, the WNBA's approach toward her has sometimes appeared cautious or even adversarial.
Hey, and at the very least, there's a portion of this that says maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelberg and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move along. Now, I've seen a lot of fans just come out and say, hey, they're assaulting her, it's battery, yada, yada, yada.
The article compares the situation to a family member winning the lottery, only for others to focus on the attention they receive rather than the shared benefit. It suggests that such a stance appears counterintuitive unless there are additional underlying factors at play.
Now, it talks about the fact that Caitlin Clark has basically done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan did for the NBA, right? Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Miss Clark, treating its greatest asset.
The article notes that Clark has reportedly been on the receiving end of 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league, approximately double the rate of other players. While the reasons behind this statistic are not determined, the piece suggests that such a disparity could attract attention from legal professionals, as measurable differences in treatment are often a focal point in workplace discrimination discussions.
I also blow up on the internet because I fought someone. So
just so sick.
Honestly, it is funny. It is funny because
for good reason.
Yeah. Well,
wasn't she?
Yeah. Let me just tell people the story real quick, because I don't think I've gotten to really tell my point of view of things.
Yeah.
Is like, you have seen players in our league try to toughen up Caitlin or Cece even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie comes to the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much. Yeah. And like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
The Wall Street Journal opinion piece also cites several specific incidents and statistics regarding Caitlin Clark's treatment in the WNBA. It notes that she has reportedly received 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league, about twice the rate of other players, and highlights statements from fellow athletes, including Sophie Cunningham of the Phoenix Mercury, who said, "The star player of the league is not being protected." Clark herself has publicly commented that opponents are consistently physical with her and get away with things others don't. The article connects these concerns to Clark's injuries, which have caused her to miss 10 games and the All-Star game. During her absence, All-Star ratings reportedly dropped by 55%, underscoring her economic value to the league. It further references legal standards from cases such as Harris versus Forklift Systems, 1993, and Texas Department of Community Affairs versus Burdine, 1981, explaining how disparate treatment claims can be established without proving intentional bias. According to the piece, other factors, such as Clark's exclusion from the Olympic roster despite her popularity, and public remarks by league figures, could be interpreted as evidence of a broader pattern of unfavorable treatment. The author also notes that Congress has already shown interest, with Senator Jim Banks sending a letter to the WNBA commissioner about Clark's situation, and suggests that potential inquiries could involve the Department of Labor, the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division, and even congressional hearings. The article warns that if evidence of inconsistent rule enforcement or internal communications suggesting bias were uncovered, the league could face legal and political challenges. It also raises the possibility that Congress could revisit professional sports antitrust exemptions, which would have significant business implications for the WNBA. Ultimately, the piece frames Clark's situation not just as a sports issue, but as one involving workplace safety, civil rights, and federal law. It argues that the combination of her economic impact, highlighted by substantial increases in viewership, merchandise sales, and fan engagement, and the perception of insufficient protection makes this an issue with both legal and financial stakes for the league.